what is it like going back to that hotel, putting your head on the pillow, and seeing that belt?
Oh man, I cannot even tell you. It was everything, 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 everything. It was my first ever championship, almost 10 years in WWE. You know, I've dreamt about being a champion growing up and my whole career until being champion. And so not only did I win Money in the Bank, which is a huge feat in itself, but I cashed in on Ronda Rousey to become SmackDown champion, which is my first ever champion. You know, it was huge. And we were in Las Vegas, you know, and I thought I was going to go out and celebrate. But really, I just laid in bed. I just laid in bed and had my title next to me. And I just laid there and I just kind of really just soaked it all in. It was a feeling that I can't even describe. It was just like the epitome of like I made it and I just made all my dreams come true. It was like beyond my wildest dreams. It was something that I always wanted, didn't really think or know if I'd ever have. So I just really sat and just reflected on it. And I just was like, man, I'm the freaking SmackDown Women's Champion, you know? I watched it back like 500,000 times.
That's awesome.
I'm watching it back and I'm like crying.
That's gotta be a record.
I was so touched by it. I'm watching it back and I'm just like, I can't help myself.
Yeah, because that's gotta be like, think about that, right?
Yeah.
You're a little girl, you're in your backyard with your brothers, and you're out there playing. And then the next thing you know, you've got, you know, the baddest woman on the planet, and you are doing something that I think she'd only lost, one other person since she's been in WWE. It seems
I beat her the most too. I beat her like 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah, back to back.
So yeah, that's got to be like, you had to have been sitting there like, what is my life right now?
I was, you know, I still oftentimes like it's not lost on me like what I get to do and what I've been able to partake in. But I think especially that moment, because of where I was in my career, like I don't think I had like one accolade, you know, like, you know, when they would write accolades on like when we'd come out in our entrances, sometimes I remember one time like my accolades, and I'm not even lying, it was like loves 2K21 and bought her mom a house. Like that was my accolades.
I think I remember seeing that.
I mean, they're cool accolades.
Liv, by the way, not to interrupt, buying your mom a crib, I don't care. That accolade, I don't care how many titles you win. Buying your mom a crib, that's the greatest thing in the world to me. So.
You're right. That is the ultimate accolade. But, you know, being 8 years into my career and just like being so passionate about it and just really wanting to like carve a legacy of my own, because, you know, I didn't have like family in the business. I wasn't a Division I athlete. And so just really wanting to carve a legacy of my own, and in one night to win Money in the Bank and to defeat Ronda Rousey, become SmackDown Women's Champion, it really did blow me away. And so I just laid there and I just reflected for as long as I could, because it was so overwhelming to me, and I just couldn't believe that it was me and that was my time. I was so grateful.
Watch new episodes of No Contest Wrestling every Wednesday, or listen wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to follow us at No Contest Wrestling Podcast on Instagram.